Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's your boy Isaac,
And this is your boy Bryce.
and we are brothers on tennis. And folks, we've made it through the first Grand Slam of the year. Australian Open 2024 is in the books. And man, Bryce, I think we got served up some really, really entertaining tennis this year, bro. What were your thoughts about the 2024 Australian Open?
Well, the first thing is the people that won weren't nobody I picked. So,
Right?
It was a really good tournament. Some nice surprising results, some very expected results. And I think things have kicked off extremely well for the 2024 season. I think there are a lot of storylines that were created at the Australian Open that are going to play through this year.
100% agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of really, really interesting things. My mind has gone on this crazy loop now as it relates to, Novak and the Grand Slam tally. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Going into this, I was like, Novak is going to be battling for the Golden Slam. Now I am of the mindset, will Djokovic actually win a slam? It has changed that dramatically in a 2-week period. And I know we'll talk about this more. We'll talk about this, of course, on our IG Live with everybody else. But my mind is just all over the place at this point, bro. So many good storylines.
I totally agree with you. And then on the women, it's just going to be a battle on the women. Coco, I think, is getting more comfortable with being at the top of the game. Sabalenka clearly ain't going nowhere. I did not think she was going to defend. Iga, that was an interesting situation. I thought she was going to do a little better, but let's not forget the moms, because the moms are bringing a whole nother energy into the game right now. So It's crazy, man.
It's like you said, man, storyline after storyline. You've got those three. You've got Will Rybakina, rebound. Because remember, she won that tournament and stole on Sabalenka in that final. Didn't give her but like 3 games. So it's like, right. Okay, is she going to rebound? And like you said, all the moms and them doing their things. Heart, of course, was broken because of, Svitolina not being able to see it through. Just like I said, storylines galore. We are in for some good tennis in 2024 on both sides of the coin.
We really are. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and dive into the second week of the Australian Open.
Yes.
And Isaac, let's go ahead. Let's start with the women, because I got some worries for these men. So starting with the women.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the predictions that we had made, how did you fare?
Well, horrible. Let's call it what it is. What I will say, though, is, again, I think both of us had the correct bottom half semifinal. Boom. We had that in Sabalenka and Coco Gauff.
We did.
That was about the only thing that was normal on the women's side of the draw, folks. Let's just be clear about that. You and I, of course, both had picked Coco to make it to the Australian Open final. And we just got to spend some time here, bro, because Sabalenka showed me something that I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready because I didn't think that she had that level of fortitude in her, because she had to fight, because the exact same thing that happened at the US Open was happening at the Australian Open semifinal. She got up on the lead. Coco was like, wait a minute, where you going? Let me put my Coco in gear. And Coco got back on her. She got that break to serve it at 6-5. And at that point, I was like, Coco gonna win this set, and that's gonna be it. She's gonna run away with this match, because in my eyes, Sabalenka was gonna basically break at that point. Sabalenka then comes back and is like, nah, sis, we're not following the same train, and broke her back, and then proceeded to just go off in the tiebreaker. Bryce, talk to me about what just that particular segment of that match. Incredible.
Well, I'm gonna take it maybe someplace else.
Okay.
That is, I think with Coco, and maybe even more so with Sabalenka.
Yeah.
When Iga went out, it became a different situation, right?
Right.
Because no matter who won between Coco and Sabalenka, if your prize after that was to go against Iga, it's still like, wow, that's a pretty big mountain to climb.
Right.
With knowing that you're going to be going up against, because I can't remember who played first. Did they already know they were playing Queenie?
No.
No, they didn't.
Played after.
But either way, they knew it was Queenie or Yastrzemska.
Correct.
No disrespect to either lady, but would not put them in the Coco Sabalenka tier.
Although, Yastrzemska she had actually that big head-to-head against Sabalenka. In fact, I think it was something silly like 4-0 or 4-1 or something crazy like that.
I think I did see that.
Which was shocking to me.
Yeah, and the only thing that I thought would make the difference would be how would Yastrzemska be in her first major final.
Right.
But you're right. I mean, I think Sabalenka stepped it up, and she has shown us over the last year and a half, that she's done a better job in those pressure situations. I will say that Coco, and she played pretty well, and she's been playing amazing over the last couple of months or whatever. But I think her serve let her down. Yeah. And I think, as always, that forehand was an opportunity area.
Yep.
Not saying that that's solely the reason why she lost, because Sabalenka had a lot to do with that, but she still has those spots in her game where an opponent in a tight moment feels very comfortable in going to.
Right. And honestly, Bryce, I was putting a lot of thought into this, and I honestly feel like in the Coco Gauff camp, I honestly feel like that's purposeful, and here's why.
Okay.
Because they specifically said they did not work on the forehand at all during the offseason. What they worked on was the serve. They went and got Andy Roddick, and they helped with the whole toss thing. So I did see, and it was actually evident that she got more pace on her serves based on, that new motion and everything. So I think that worked out well. But like you said, pressure moments are very different. And that's where, unfortunately, it showed up. And again, I'd say 95, 97% of the WTA tour, Coco's not going to have any issues there. But she was going against Sabalenka. And that was, to me, the difference. If you're going against a Sabalenka, if you're going against a Iga, you got to be perfect. If you're Coco Gauff, you can't have any really major gaps. And unfortunately, she did. And again, just going back to what I was saying, I don't think that that's a bad move by her team, only because 2024, if we really think about it, 2024 is a big year. It's an Olympic year. We've got all this stuff. She's coming off of her first Grand Slam title. So you want to be able to show up. So you don't want to mess with that game too much, because if you mess with it too much, then she's going to really plummet. And then everybody's going to be like, what the hell is going on, Brad Gilbert? Why are you messing up our future star? I honestly feel like they're trying to work on the little things right now and get us through 2024. Let's see how Coco performs at the French, at the Olympics, at Wimbledon, since she lost the first round. And I think once that kind of gets over, if you will, I think at that point, that's when they're going to really start working on the forehand. Because like you said, it's evident that is an area that you attack for Coco Gauff. But I don't think right now is the time for them to really mess with it, because of the importance of the year that we're in. What are your thoughts, bro?
Well, and I'm going to flip it again and say, but once again, this showed the difference in the growth in Sabalenka. Because if there's ever a time that you expect for Sabalenka to kind of go away, it's in those pressure moments.
Right.
And she didn't. And even if Coco was expecting for that to happen, that was the surprise that she did not go away. And so she truly earned her way into the finals, and is the reason why I thought she was going to absolutely drive whoever she played in the final, because it's just like one of these things, like, I'm not going to get to the final. I'm not going to look, Iga is not going to get upset. Me beat Coco, and then I'm going to go out here and lose to Queenie.
Right.
Queenie, we applaud you for the improvements in your game and for getting newcomer of the year for Brothers on Tennis, but that ain't going to save you.
That ain't going to save you.
It ain't going to save you from the strength that I'm about to bring. Oh
And
man,
did she bring that strength, bro? I
she
mean,
did. She
2-3. Coco was the only match that Sabalenka had that was of any contest.
hmm
Any contest. She
Right,
blew past everybody. She was like, look, y'all, I'm not trying to play with y'all this year. We're not doing that.
right.
No.
And back to what we were saying, or what I was saying earlier. Neither one of us thought that she was going to defend this title,
Right. Didn't
and
think.
she did. And so it's going to be very interesting to see, once again, like last year, if she's able to parlay this victory into her results for the rest of the year.
I honestly believe, Bryce, that she will. And
Okay.
as crazy as it sounds, Iga better watch out when it comes to the French Open, because I really believe that Sabalenka is going to go on one. I really believe so, because I think, like I said, bro, that match showed me a lot about Arena Sabalenka, and it showed me
Okay.
that she's ready to be a full-time champion, and she's ready to be like, I'm the main HBIC. Don't get it twisted. I really believe that, because she's crazy, she's goofy, she's funny. I
Right.
really believe that is her mentality right now. It's like, yeah, that's my title. That's gonna be my title, and she's gonna
Right.
have to battle for it, because Iga is like, nah, sis, this gonna be good, Bryce. Oh, it's gonna be good. And
It's
then
gonna
you
be
throw
really
Coco in
good.
there too, and then you got Rebecca. Y'all, WTA tennis is good right now. It's good.
Well, and let's talk for a few minutes about the other side of the draw. I mean,
Yes.
here were two people. Look, nobody was predicting that the top half of the draw, the semifinals, would be Yastrzemska, versus Queenie.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you would have thought Queenie had a slight opportunity based upon how she's been playing the last year. But Yastrzemska, once again, I thought she was out there on that boat with Terrence Trent D'Arby and Crystal Waters and MC Hammer. I didn't know where she was at.
Yeah.
And she came back strong. A semifinal finish in the first major of the year.
Crazy, Bryce. Crazy. She was playing lights out tennis. And it's funny, because the way I was looking at Yastrzemska was very similar to how I used to kind of look at Caroline Garcia. When she's on, she can beat just about anybody, because she's going to just go for everything. And that's what Yastrzemska was doing. She was just like, I ain't got nothing to lose. Why not? And she just was flat out laying folks out. And I was so impressed with that young lady. I mean, with everything that she's been through with the war, and they told all the stories about her having to, her sister, and had to, basically flee. To get through all of that and be at this point where you get through not only qualies, 3 matches, but then you get up in the draw and you make it to the semifinals. Yastrzemska was not trying to play around. And what's cool is, I looked at her coaching box. It looks like she has a coach that really, really believes in her. Because it just looked like there was a sincerity there. He's very intense, which I liked to see, but he also looked like he was really in it with her. And I think that's what she needed.
And you know what? And we've interviewed her a couple of times, and she's really a pretty cool lady, So was very excited for her. Across from her was very excited for Queenie, because Queenie done gone through it recently. Got hot dropped by her coach as he was hightailing it back to Osaka,
right?
And but she got Parariba, who was hot off of Coco's camp, and I like that she ain't lost no momentum in her stride through any of this. And
if anything, she done picked up momentum.
Right, and there's no shade to I'm about to say Sabalenka, like she's Shabaranks, to Sabalenka, but for me, I partially wanted Queenie to win for that reason.
Okay.
I wanted her to be like, the whole Angela Bassett walking away and waiting to exhale, blowing stuff up. Like, yeah, people trying to walk away from me, but here I'm blowing stuff up. But I still think even making it to the finals is a statement enough,
Oh yeah, she's definitely sending out some signals to Will Facette, like, yeah, you see where you were after the first round of this tournament.
Right.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Right. So, and look, she's in the top 10 now, which is amazing. So,
and did you see the fact that Li Na, who was also, champion there, former champion, greeted her for the first time? That had to have been just so, such a motivational thing, because we love Li Na and her crazy self. So it was awesome.
I know all Li Na needed to do was bring Peng Shuai with her, and then we could have wrapped everything up. But I guess that wasn't what happened. Anyway, so shout out to the unexpected, Yastrzemska, and to Queenie.
Yes.
But the eventual champion Sabalenka, you gotta love it, right?
Gotta love it, bro. I'm just so happy for her, man. Just yeah. Like I said, watch out for Big Sab. Watch out.
All right. Well, before we talk to the men, we're going to take a little bit of a break here, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
We're back. I love it.
So, Isaac.
Oh, Bryce.
The craziness of the ATP Tour. I mean, at least their website up, but
Well, you know what? I'm getting mad at their website though, because they don't have the PDFs available anymore, and I don't know what's going on with
the ATP doesn't.
The ATP does not. They done redone the website, and now the PDFs that I typically am easily able to get, I'm not getting them anymore. So ATP, I don't know what you're doing, but fix your stuff.
Oh man, maybe we can get the who are they? The is it the PTPA?
That's right, PTPA.
Maybe we can add this to their list of accomplishments that they're going.
I'm telling you, man, something, because it's sad that I could get the ladies draw PDFs off of the WTA site, but I had to actually go to Australian Open, the actual main site, to get the men's PDFs.
Right.
Come on, fellas. With that said, though, Bryce, how ridiculous were the court? Well, first and foremost, I'm already gonna give myself an early shout out. I actually had a perfect quarterfinal and semifinal prediction. Every single one of my predictions for the quarters and the semis was correct.
Wow, because I did not. I mean, I would, because I wasn't believing in Fritz.
Right.
I wasn't believing in Rublev. Not over Demir. I thought the way Demir was playing, I thought he was going to come through.
Yeah.
I didn't. Okay, I had Alcaraz Zverev.
Yes.
And I had, the other one I just had Djokovic and I just had Medvedev.
Mm-hmm.
But if we push it forward to the semifinals, apparently we both had Djokovic Sinner.
Yes, we did.
But this is where we differ.
Yeah.
Because I had selected Alcaraz over Zverev.
Correct.
And Zverev was like, ooh, I'm feeling like it's 2019 again,
Right. My shoulders are feeling kind of loose. Right? and Bryce, let's because we need to stick on a couple points as we progress through this. So first point is we need to talk about Carlos Alcaraz. Now listen, we love Carlos Alcaraz. He is our guy. Love everything that he represents.
Right.
But here's the thing. Mm-hmm. Carlos Alcaraz is going to have to figure out how to play lockdown tennis. He does not have that. If there is anything that he can learn from Jannik Sinner, figure out how to play lockdown tennis. At certain points in the match, he had the momentum, but then he starts going after all these shots that he didn't need to go for. And if you play lockdown tennis, he would have been okay. But Zverev, he made bad mistakes at the wrong moments, because again, Zverev came out smoking. Just like on fire. But Carlos had an opportunity to get back in that match in that third set. And had he won that third set, he, in my opinion, would have won that match. But he didn't play lockdown tennis during those important points that he needed to. And he allowed Zverev to slip through.
He did win the third set, didn't
Oh, I'm sorry. He did yeah, because it went 4, right?
Four, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
bad. So
yeah.
it was that force. It just was something I was like, just lock it down. Don't go
Mhm.
for all of that. He's tired at this point. Just lock it down. And he just
Right,
and this is where you get the Alcaraz that's very much like the Tiafo. He wants to entertain. He's got that guy Monfils in
right,
him, which we love, which we
right.
absolutely love. But there are times when you've got to focus on get that W so that you can
Mhm.
get that Grand Slam championship. And that to me was a little something that I saw in him. I don't know if you saw that or not or what, but for me, I just feel like he had an opportunity to take out Zverev and he missed it because he didn't lock down.
Yeah, I have a feeling that that's kind of always going to be a certain element of his playing style because I think that's him.
It is.
You know, and so I get what you're saying. Like, if he could like get rid of that and be just fully focused, but I don't know that he would be the same player then either. Uh,
It's the balance is because I
yeah,
agree with you. I don't want Carlos to change who Carlos is, but
right.
there he has to recognize because I feel like Federer did this as well. Because remember, Federer was always about just
Mm,
looking good, aesthetics, all that fun stuff. But Leighton Hewitt was always up on it until he learned how to play lockdown tennis. And once he learned how to
right,
play lockdown tennis and handle up on Leighton Hewitt, then everything just broke open and Federer started
right.
dominating, what was it, 2003 through 2006. So that's
Mm-hmm.
the little thing is I don't want Carlos to
Mm-hmm.
change who he is, but he's got to have that self-awareness of when you go into lockdown mode. I think is what I'm trying to put out there.
No, and I definitely get that. I do. I definitely see that as well. But I'm gonna give you the flip side of that too,
Yeah. Yes.
which is I think that may have been the best match I've ever seen Zverev play.
That's
I
true.
mean, I mean, who serves in the 80 percentile first serves with a serve like he has? I
Right.
mean, I honestly think Zverev would have beaten anybody he had played that day, including
That
Djokovic, including Sinner. I mean, all of them.
that's
That
fair.
was the best match I've ever seen that dude play. And yes, Alcaraz. So I didn't feel quite as bad with Alcaraz's loss because my thing is Zverev to win that match had to play like literally the best match of his life,
Right.
which he, which I felt bad for him because, he had Medvedev waiting for him. And granted, he did a good job by winning those first 2 sets, but he's been Medvedev's pigeon,
Yeah.
just simply put.
Correct.
And so that was not going to be good for him. But he may have given aid to Sinner by making Medvedev play 5 sets.
Well, and I think that it's a cascading effect. Exactly. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like Alcaraz kind of didn't play like he needed to play to win the Zverev match. But again, like
Right.
we said, Zverev played lights out tennis. I feel that Zverev definitely had an opportunity to take that Medvedev match, but it got mental. That third set
Yeah.
got mental. And
Yeah.
Medvedev was like, okay, I'm just gonna bide my time because you know
Right.
what? I know you. I know you. I know you. And remember the Netflix? I know you.
Yeah. Right.
And
Right.
all he did was he stuck around and he was like, I'm gaining
Mm-hmm.
momentum. And as Sasha was doing this, Medvedev was doing this. And he was like, bruh, get off my court.
Well, speaking of this and this, you saw how Zverev said that his diabetes has started to kick in, and so Medvedev was like, "I know you. I know them sugars gonna cook. Them sugars gonna kick in. I just need to hang around for a
I
little
need you to hang on.
bit."
I'm telling you, Bryce, Medvedev, to me, that was amazing how he
Yeah.
was able to dig out of that match because I thought he was done. I was just like,
Right.
wow, Sasha's actually going to get one on him and get to a final. And
Right.
Medvedev was like, no, sir. Don't give up on me yet.
Right. Right. So no, yeah. So Medvedev did how Medvedev does and got his butt to another Australian Open final. But I need to hear you talk about the reason why a whole bunch of people went to sleep real good that next night is how Sinner just put them things on Djokovic. I mean, it wasn't just like oh, I squeaked out this victory, it was like, bitch, get my court. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Bryce, right? I, I don't even have words. I mean, okay, here, Djokovic admittedly said, I played a horrible first couple sets. And honestly, he did, because
yeah,
a lot of the shots that Djokovic typically makes, he was missing. And it was like, what? And you wonder, it's like, okay, did the wins that Sinner had, actually get into his mental a little bit?
right.
Because Sinner came out there and he was like, oh, this is just an extension of the, of what we did last year.
Right.
And I think to his credit, Djokovic's credit, he rebounded and he, fought back and got through that third set. But this is where I am just like, Jannik Sinner, you my dude. He was like, I'm not done with you. You can have that third set. Yeah. But exactly, come on back, because I got more and I'm ready. And to me, Bryce, similar to how we were talking about Sabalenka from a mental perspective, I was like, Jannik Sinner, I was like, I ain't calling you Salty Sinner anymore, because you have earned my respect, sir. He earned my respect.
That's what I was going to say to you. He has, I don't know if you remember, I think we were on an IG Live fairly recently, and we were asked, like, did we think Sinner was going to win a major this year? And we were like, well, maybe not this year, but maybe the year after, right?
Right.
Look, Sinner might be like, I'm looking at the Golden Slam.
Quietly.
Because, and that's another thing, too, I was happy about. I ain't got to hear Djokovic talk about winning this Golden Slam not one day this year.
Not at all.
My friend, let it pass, let it go. It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah. So, so I was blown away by how well he played, and people were saying, yeah, Sinner's beaten Djokovic, but it's been out of best of 3. We know how Djokovic is in best of 5. Sinner was like, we ain't gonna get to 5.
We're not gonna get there.
No.
Why?
No. I mean, he had a little extra energy because he spent the first 2 sets in the bakery, and so he was able to sneak out that third, but I was right there waiting. What did Jodeci say? I'm still waiting. He was sitting there waiting for him to come back.
And boy, did he. Again, Bryce, amazing tennis that he played against Djokovic. That and like I said, that was the semi. So you have all that good tennis getting there. Yes. I mean, and again, like we were talking about before, shout out to Rublev for being able to take out Demon. He played a good match. You had Hubie that was trying to play some good tennis. We really were entertained this Australian.
Right.
Really were.
And let's shout out Medvedev one more time, because he's had historically issues with Hubie.
Right.
And so he was able to get the job done. And fast forward to the finals, those first 2 sets, I was like, Djokovic is not Djokovic, who?
Sinner.
No. Medvedev is not playing in the finals. Medvedev came out there hitting out his shoes.
Bryce, and this is yet again why we love Daniil Medvedev. Daniil Medvedev is such an intelligent player. He was like, everybody I'm playing, I'm gonna give you nuance. I'm giving you something different. Don't be expecting to get what you got from me, because I'm gonna bring something new. And that's what he did with Sinner. He was like, okay, you think you hit the ball hard. Guess what? I'm gonna play your game. I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna play lights out. Bryce, and I didn't check the stats or anything.
Right.
He, in my opinion, was hitting the ball bigger and better than Jannik Sinner during those first 2 sets. It was remarkable. I have never seen, bless you, I have never seen Daniil Medvedev play that style of tennis and play it that well. Bryce, on a normal day, if he had all his energy, that would have been a straight sets match. He would have been Grand Slam champion.
It'd been done.
It'd have been done.
But do you know what? And I think he must have known. He was like, I can't be out here all day. And so, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. after that, when Sinner was able to pull out that third set, it was, I mean, that was it.
All right. Hello.
Hey.
Once again, folks, sorry, always something. But exactly, Bryce. I mean, he just played lights out ridiculous tennis. And so you give the kudos to Medvedev, but then on the flip side, you also then have to come back and give Jannik Sinner just the highest level of props because he weathered that storm. And he was like, you are doing it to me, yes, but how long can you do it 3 complete sets? Because I'm gonna be here and my legs are good. I have been on court 6+ hours less than you have. Can you do it for 3 straight sets? And unfortunately for Daniil Medvedev, he just could not get it over the finish line in that third set. And that's when Jannik Sinner was like, lockdown mode. And he just started locking in, playing big ball, playing to the open courts, making Daniil run. And as great of an athlete as Daniil Medvedev is, it catches up to you. And it finally did, unfortunately for him. I was so impressed. Like I said, Bryce, my mind was blown with this Australian Open, with how much just respect that I gained for so many different players. It was amazing. This was an incredible Grand Slam, bro. Incredible.
Well, it was a Grand Slam that really set the 2024 year up on a platter.
Yes.
Like I stated in the beginning, so many storylines, so many players to watch here. And Sinner, I mean, now Grand Slam champion, someone you've got to, and it's so funny because I didn't even think about it until you said it. But Djokovic could go over because especially if Nadal comes in and does his thing at Roland Garros, there are a couple of people that can win Wimbledon.
Carlos Alcaraz, Hubie Hurkacz. I mean, Berrettini, if he's healthy. I mean, there are some guys that if they are getting themselves right now, they will mess with Djokovic at Wimbledon. Don't get it twisted. That is not a foregone conclusion.
Sinner.
And Sinner, exactly.
And then, he ain't gonna win that at the Olympics. And then the U.S. Open, that's always the free-for-all.
Exactly.
And I have a feeling, and maybe my original prediction was right, that the second major that Daniil is going to get is going to be the U.S. Open this year.
I think so.
And especially after this. Now, granted, part of him can't feel too bad because, it all makes sense how things went down in that final, right? But I think Medvedev is going to go into the U.S. Open like, okay, let me go ahead and get this number 2.
Exactly.
And the U.S. Open is the best place to do it. So, had never thought about it before, but Djokovic could go over.
Isn't that crazy, Bryce? Because literally before the tournament, I was of the mindset this dude is going to get the calendar slam. That he is legitimately going to get it. Not possible. He's going to get it. And after seeing the tennis I saw, there's been, like I said, some guys have raised their game. They have raised their level, and I am loving every drip drop of it.
Well, the funny thing is, and I can't remember who said it. It was a legend. It was a tennis legend who said it, but they really encouraged Nadal to go after Djokovic. And you know what? If Nadal comes back and wins the French, that puts him at what, 23?
23.
And if Djokovic starts going overs and Nadal come back around and win the French again next year, he gonna be like, make room. Move on, Djokovic. There's a couple of us over here at 24. What?
Yes. I do not disagree with you, but I tell you what, though, as much as we love Nadal better make sure he right when he come back. Because like I said, these youngsters are not trying to play right now, bro.
They're not playing.
His countryman is going to be fighting him for that French Open. And do not get it twisted. Sasha Zverev played some outstanding tennis before he hurt his ankle against Rafael Nadal
He
at
sure
the
did.
French Open. So
he sure did.
honestly, bro, my mind is so blown and I'm loving it so much
Yeah.
because I just feel like there's so much, like you said, there's so many storylines, so much going on into these next Grand Slams. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Now, not that I want to really expand this conversation, but I'm gonna just stick this pin in it. We're gonna have to come back and talk about the American man again. No, we won't talk about it on this episode, but when I'm looking at all the what I consider true contenders, I'm not really seeing any Americans in that picture. Ben Shelton may be at Wimbledon if his game with that surface, matches up the way we think it should.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really about it.
And like you said, we'll go into it on another episode. But here's what I will say. I was very impressed with Taylor Fritz.
Okay.
I feel like Taylor Fritz, because if you watch that match that he played against Tsitsipas, I never really thought Taylor's backhand was a weapon. Taylor worked on that backhand. Taylor was hitting some down the line shots, and I was like, when did he get that? Right. Where did that come from? Right. Taylor Fritz is still like, y'all gonna have to battle if you want this number one American position. I ain't gonna give it to you.
We need to get his coach Michael Russell on here and update us on what's going on with Taylor.
We got to talk to Mighty Mike. Mighty Mike.
Yeah. Well, Isaac, we've spent a lot of time on the singles, but we got to show some love.
Yes.
To the doubles. And let's just start with the men's doubles. Right?
Oh yeah.
And I'm excited because my favorite doubles player in the world, Matthew Ebden, and his partner Bopana.
Yes.
They won it all. And also I think they said Bopana is the oldest number one in doubles in
history 43 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
and never won a Grand Slam.
Wow.
His first Grand Slam and number one. Come on now.
Ebden Bopana, we love y'all. Congratulations. And shout out to the Italians. Bolelli and
Vavasori.
Vavasori. Shout out to y'all for repping with your countryman Sinner. Italy up in the house in Melbourne.
That's right.
But Ebden and Bopana, congratulations on the men's doubles title. Excellent. Now, Isaac, you want to talk to us about what some women were doing out there?
Now. Oh, my favorite doubles player in the entire world. Shea Sue, pop them collars, pop. Yes. Because I got to have it going on like that. Shea Sue was like, you know what, y'all? I think I'm going to retire after this. And what does she do? She comes in and not only wins the mixed doubles, but she takes the women's doubles title too. She said, no, one is not good enough, sir. How about two? How about two, Bryce? Can I get two? I love Shea Sue. I love her creativity. I love her game. I love the simplicity of it. I just love every aspect of Shea Sue. And I'm sorry, I will never ever say anything bad about her because she is awesome.
And you shouldn't. I mean, and the fact that she basically only plays the majors, it seems like, and she comes and she just takes the titles.
And she wins.
With whoever she's playing with. It don't matter.
It don't matter.
She walked through the locker room like, who need a win? Who need a win? Because I got you. Who need a win?
What? Come on now.
True. If Taylor Townsend if she had any good sense when she came back, that's who she should have snagged.
I tell you what, though, one quick thing on Taylor, though, I think she might do a little something this year. I mean, not anything spectacular, but I do like her form. I saw her in the warm-up tournament. She's looking pretty good. So hopefully Tay will have a good year. We'll see.
Yeah. So, well, man, we are not going to drag this out. We're coming up on 40 minutes here, and we've got to go to our first Instagram Live of the year. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to chatting with the peeps. But we're here, you guys. We're back. It's 2024. We had a great start to the year. Looking forward to bringing you tennis in our very unique way for this year. Isaac, any final thoughts from you?
No, I'm just over the moon with how 2024 has kicked off, and y'all, we are in for a fantastic year. So hang with us, brothers on tennis. We will bring it to you the right way.
You heard it from the man. So without further ado, we're going to get out of here. On behalf of the podcast, this has been your boy Bryce.
And this is your boy Isaac.
And we are Brothers on Tennis. Everybody, be well.